Hey cool people, I'm Nick, I'm a he/him, and I have some tips and tricks for the game critics are calling crap. The worst of Kingdom Hearts 2. My colleague hung himself playing this game. For those who don't know, Melody of Memory is a Kingdom Hearts-based rhythm game that goes over the stories of the past 10 games via Kairi's memory. How does she remember what she wasn't there for? Shut up! There's 150 songs with 3 song types. Runner, the only tolerable part of the game where we fight Heartless along a music staff to the beat of a song. Flying, where we get overstimulated by the background and our characters hit floating notes along a single track. And Boss, similar to Flying, except this is what made the critic hang himself. There's also 3 styles. 1 button style, where you can win by only using 1 button. Great for getting song timings. Basic style, this is standard regular gameplay, I don't know why they felt the need to roast us. And performance style, it's the hardest style because it adds extra buttons. So now that we know what the game is and about, let's begin with general tips. Tip 1, most of you likely already know, but we can attack enemies with just about any button. For PS4, we can use the X button, the COM button, the R1 button, the R2 button, the COM button, the L1 button, the L2 button. And that we have to press 2 buttons to hit 2 enemies simultaneously, and then 3 for 3. Here's the tip. Can you feel it yet? Get your mind out of the gutter. So personally, I use the X button to hit 1 target, and then use L1 and R1 at the same time to hit 2 targets. However, I avoid using R2 and L2 because, tip 2, if you're struggling with a song, we can use performance style, then come back to make that song comparative, easier by proxy. Hear me out. Let's say you're doing a proud mode of Traverse Town, and you just can't quite beat it. If we do performance style, which includes added buttons like square, using L2 and R2, and flicking the stick, which sounds harder than it is, we can come back to basic style, and the song will be much easier by comparison. Tip 3, you aren't punished for pressing buttons when there's no enemies around. In games like Guitar Hero, you flick the little nub, the little flickety-flack, the flippity flapper, and it negatively affects your score. But in this game, if the track is empty, you can just spam buttons all day long, it won't matter. Additionally, let's say you got 2 enemies coming at you. If you press 3 buttons instead of 2, the game won't penalize you for that either, which is a godsend in later songs. Tip 4, play songs multiple times to get good. Look, I get it. It sounds obnoxious and frankly exhausting. But if we want to get good at a song, we will have to play it more than once to really make sure we know what's coming. Maybe listen to it once in a while, take it out for dinner, go steady, whatever you gotta do. Also keep in mind, as you play more songs, you will get better in general, so old songs will become easier. Tip 5, different sections mimic different instruments. So like in this song, this part mimics the rhythm, this part the melody, and this part the beat. Bring the beat in. So knowing which instrument each part is mimicking does make it easier to get a good score. Tip 6, hold circle to jump and glide. It is not like other Kingdom Hearts games where you double press, because if you double press that will screw you. Speaking of screwing, tip 7, a little niche, but if you see multiple jumps in a row, just glide over them. There's no reason to land if you don't need to. Tip 8, watch the attack circle. So I noticed this game is a little bit off time. Just he's a scoochy little bit Gucci. If I'm closely watching the attack circle, it's easier for me to get excellence, particularly attacking when it lights up or when it's about to. However, this can be a bit difficult when there's multiple enemies in a row, depending on the speed of the song. Speaking of, tip 9, song tempo will mess up the attack circle timing. Just will. Sometimes you're going to have to press a little sooner for that Rainbow June Pride LGBTQ excellence, and sometimes a little later. And I think that's just good info to have to mediate your expectations. Humble you, as it were, particularly for when you're getting decimated in one song but absolutely nailing it in another. Tip 10, go to sleep. Maybe it's the sleep deprivation, or the fact that I haven't slept, but sleeping did actually improve my reaction times, so, do that. Tip 11, difficulty does not change experience gain, so if you want to use an EXP boost on a beginner song, you go for it. EXP only changes by song and how well you do in it. Tip 12, if you're going for platinum, don't. Really don't. But if you must, I'm going to link you the website for all trophies. I don't know why they have them hidden. They don't spoil anything. What's the point? What are we doing? Anyway, check the description for the link. You're welcome. Let's move on to the World Tour. So the World Tour is the story, and like SpongeBob, each song comes with little stars that we can collect if we're a good noodle. We only need 174 stars to finish the World Tour, however, this guide will help you with getting all 354. So we can get 3 stars per song, which do give us a reward, and we don't have to grab all 3 stars at once. Say we're playing Monstrous Monstro. We can miss 26 times or fewer on one run, hit all star targets with excellence or better on another, and hit all simultaneous targets on a third run. Or we can grab all 3 at the same time, whatever sails your whales. I've also broken the stars down, emotionally of course, and slotted them into a few key, pun intended, groupings. Grouping 1, scores and ratings. This can be, get 2 billion high score and get 50% or higher of excellence ratings. High score is a high score, you play good, you get. However, getting a percent of whatever rating can be a bit tricky. Though unless difficulty is a factor, there's no reason why we couldn't do these stars on beginner. Grouping 2, cleared. Clear without items. Clear with 55% HP or more. Clear on a specific difficulty. I think they explain themselves, but I'll do it anyway. For the first one, don't use items. Any of them. For the second, have more than whatever HP percent by the end of the song. And for the third, beat the song on whatever difficulty it specifies. If you happen to get the first 2 on the same song, definitely aim to get them on 2 separate runs. Grouping 3, fighting. Defeat 69% of ground enemies, defeat all of the multi-attack enemies, slap my ass like a drum, hit all the star targets with good rating, hit all the glide targets, kill John Lennon, hit all ability crystals, dodge all ranged attacks, miss less than 20 times. Just do them on beginner if you're struggling. Group 4, miscellaneous. Break all barrels and boxes, obtain 30 total items, link a chain. So sometimes boxes and barrels showed up, and I struggled a bit with their timing at first, but tip 8 really helped me fix that. Would recommend. And I truly have no idea how to obtain something like 30 items. I assume it's just code for like play the song a few times because, you know, we do collect items after we beat a song, so I'm guessing that's what that's about. And link a chain is just a dumb way of saying get a combo. Now one more thing, sometimes these stars get mixed and matched. For instance, one of Bite Bashing stars is clear with 45% HP or more on standard or proud difficulty. Or Scherzo D Note has Kill John Lennon and defeat 55 or more ground enemies on standard or proud difficulty. Savannah Pride has Dress and Dragon Do the Hula and clear on proud difficulty without items. Happy Holidays has dodged all ranged attacks by jumping on proud difficulty. You get the idea? In instances like these, we can do the harder one first, and we may get the easier ones along the way. But we can get the other stars on a second or even third run through of the song. Now let's scale to the last notes I have for this game. Puns. Yeah. Tip 13. Flying songs are long as hell, and they're fucking dumb. That's not really a tip, it's just the truth. I guess the tip is explaining the controls. You can press X, L1, L2, R1, R2 for the red notes, hold any of those buttons for green notes, and use the sticks for the yellow notes. This goes for boss songs too. And the thing of it is, sometimes this gets a little wonky, especially when we have to let go of a note while pressing another at the same time, so I use the back buttons for it. Also, if you're stick flicking, stop it, we're trying to play a game here. Use the back buttons if you gotta do red notes at the same time. I guess that's multiple tips, but here's the big one. Tip 16. The backgrounds are very distracting and can sometimes make it hard to see what we need to press, and that's frustrating. I don't have a solution for that though, so suffer, I guess. You could try messing with the gamma on your TV, but otherwise I don't know. Tip 17. On any boss, I tend to look here to see what I have to press next, and then try my best to press it on the line. Because let me tell you, against that last boss, goddamn, I cannot see that Mother Mary, Jesus, Joseph loving line. I can't see it. Tip 18, this is more of a general tip, but this game can be very visually disorienting, and while it's not always meant to be used to disorient you, there's just a ton happening on screen at once, so rest assured it will disorient you. For instance, I don't have a way to prevent the disorientation. I was just telling you so you can prepare. And that's all the tips I've got. By the way, it would mean a ton to me if you could subscribe or like the video, especially if you enjoyed. And hey, I have a Patreon. and a Discord if you want to join me on those. Join. Here's some memes of affirmation. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye!